Hello, welcome to the Word Cafe podcast. This podcast has been designed with curated content that centers on the power of words. Can we really do anything without speaking? Can we really do anything without the agency of words? Yes, that is what this podcast is all about. And I am your host, Amakri Isobwe, your neighborhood word trader. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. I trade in words to profit my world. Lovely. What am I going to be talking about today? The refuge of writing. There's something about writing that fascinates me. It's like putting together your thoughts and capturing it in an understandable manner, presenting it in such a way that it's appealing to whoever comes across. A lot of work goes into it, but I call it a refuge. Why is it a refuge? The word refuge, simply put, it's a safe place, something that keeps you safe. When you say, my home is my refuge, it means it's a safe place. I think about the existence of man from one civilization to the other. I don't want to go into the politics around it now. But we come to see and appreciate these things via the agency of writing. Yes. When you talk about ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, ancient Rome, even when you talk about the very beginning, writing, and you come to see that when certain civilizations, are born, they always have this unit of people they call the scribes. They put them together, and they take the day-to-day happenings, put things down, maybe inventions, remarkable things. And you'll be wondering, why are they doing all of that? Basically, from where I stand, they're doing that like to preserve some ideologies, mindsets for the next generation. So they are creating a safe space, a refuge. So when you walk into libraries, when you walk into certain spaces, you see books. Should I say, intuitively, you just pick up the material and you begin to read and you begin to interact, with the voice within the pages of that book, which, we call persona. You read it. It's like you're hearing the thoughts of generations gone by or present generation, but it's a refuge. And why do I talk about it? It's because a good number of us don't like writing. Things happen to us. We don't like writing. When I mean we don't like writing, we don't like talking about it. You can put it down. Why should I put it down? Because it will be a resource or a material to help someone out there. I'll give you my experience, how I came to discover the beauty and the refuge of writing. It all began, as in, I keep telling this story, I don't get tired of saying it. Sorry if you've heard it before and it's boring or something, but creativity comes out of boredom sometimes. So 2017, things happened, which led up to 2020, the COVID and all that. So I needed to get myself out there. I needed to be heard. So my wife encouraged me to start writing. Just write. Don't think about the grammar. Don't think about the lexics and structure. Don't think about the construct and all that. But just think about you're just writing. Somehow. And I began to do that, just write, a little here, a little there. And somehow it became a volume of 4 books, and I take refuge in them. From time to time, I pick those materials. Yes, they're published, they're out there. A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, My HR Notebook, and Hocus Pocus. They're all there on Amazon, So I take refuge in them. Sometimes I pick those materials and I try to go through them. I still write anyway, I go through them. It's like, really, did I write these things and all that? And somehow I'm encouraging myself, with this. So writing for me is therapeutic. That is how I see it. It's a therapy. When you write, you're letting out some form of energy. You're letting out that steam, and you become light at the end of the day, literally light, like a feather. You feel you can fly or something, So you take refuge in that. And like I said earlier, it's not about your grammar. It's not about your construct. You can write in your dialect. Yeah, you can. You develop it. You write. The essence of this is you're finding refuge. And beyond that, you're trying to put together, would I say, a resource or resources for the unborn, your children out there. You want them to also enjoy and be part of, your story, more or less, not to make that mistake or that thing you've done wrong out there. That's what writing is. You're taking refuge. Yes, you are taking refuge. Like Emily Dickinson said in one of her stories, looking at writing as in books rather, she described it like there is no frigate like a book that takes you lands away. I'm just speaking it here and there now. How frugal is the chariot that bears the human soul. It takes you lands away. So what you are doing when you are writing is putting your soul down in a book, capturing it, so that whoever comes across, hears you, finds refuge in your write-up, in your writings, in what you say. There's something they say that I disagree with. I disagree with it. They say when you want to hide something from the black man, you put it in the book. I don't think so. It's not true. It's not true. But somehow a good number of us have come to believe that lie. We run away from writing. We run away from curating our content in form of books and all that. But I think even our history, our oral stories, we want to hear about them. We want to and all that. You need to put it down. In form of writing, put it down. Because the fastest way to save content is their writing. Yes, their writing. That's why you can imagine how our minds have developed to the point that even tunes and notes are written down. Yes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. They are written down. So that when you now sit in front of your piano or whatever, the chords just come alive because they are written down. So, don't believe in that lie that we, the blacks, as we don't like reading. If you want to confuse us, put it in the book. It's not true. It's not true. We have amazing writers amongst us, as black people, Africans, Nigerians. We have amazing writers, and you look out there, they're there. So let's create a safe space for all of us. Let's create that place we can all come and indeed take refuge. Refuge. You understand me? So go ahead. Not necessarily, you can write for pleasure, you can write for leisure, you can write for, I'm not talking about textbook writing now, I'm talking about expressing yourself. Writing it there, putting it down. putting your thoughts down and communicate with people. The social media has provided such a wonderful space for us to write, put our thoughts down, really write, engage, write things down that would communicate hope, that would communicate life, that would communicate refuge. Wonderful. I'll end this by this. Once I sat down, I was just going through certain thoughts, and this came. Write it down. From scriptures, that is. Write it down. And I asked myself, why did God instruct them to write it down? Write it down. Or it is written. The authority we have more often than not in doing what we do is based on what we have read from what was written down. It becomes the foundation of our thoughts and everything. So imagine if these things were not written down. Your guess is as good as mine. You see, so that's the essence. You write it down, and like I said, when you write down, it is your soul being put on paper. So imagine 40, 50 people pick up a given material and you ask them, the likelihood for them to give you 40 different versions of that story is 100%. That's to tell you how beautiful writing is and unique the human soul is in understanding writing. All right then, go ahead. Pick up a pen, a scrap note, your note on your phone. Just write something down, put something down, put a thought down, so that whoever comes across it will be encouraged, will be happy, will come alive, that he or she encountered what you have just written down. Okay then. Thank you. I have to go now. Whatever you do, don't stop writing. Keep writing. That is how books are written. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Before we sign off, I just want to encourage you. Yeah, it's been a wonderful time. And also, I'd like to hear from you, your feedback. You've been listening to the Word Cafe podcast. I would love to hear from you, the feedback. If you have any questions, you go ahead and ask those questions. You can reach me at my email address, amacrigaribaldi@gmail.com. Amacri is AMACHREGARIBALDI and we'll get back. You know how we do it on the show. Thank you.
Awesome time it has been with you on the Word Cafe podcast today. Thank you for being there. You can catch me up on my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all at Amakri Isobuye. Also, you can get copies of my books, A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, and my HRO notebook on Amazon and on Roving Heights online bookstores. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page at the same address. Yes, till we see you again. Bye for now.